Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the headlines of the situation around Ukraine war or the special military operation in Ukraine. If you're looking at it from the Russian perspective, and I will be covering news, the latest news. So let's start out with Victory Day. Today is Victory Day, and the Russians had their parade, the annual parade to commemorate the victory of the Soviet Union, or the Russians, or the free world, whatever the perspective, over Nazi Germany and Nazism. And so in the Victory Day parade, if you need the full speech, it's actually in the DPA Telegram channel. You can actually join the DPA's Telegram channel. The link is in the description below. And he gave a very so according to independent.co.uk, the Independent said it's an angry speech. I will call it a very serious speech. So usually there's always all kind of speeches for different location, where Putin will talk about things, and people will think that he will talk about Ukraine, but he never does. This Victory Day speech, is almost entirely about the Ukraine war. And so according to Independent, they say that there's a sign of the toll that has been brought upon Russia because the annual parade is actually stripped bare, pare back. So one of the biggest obvious thing is that there's only one tank being shown in the Moscow parade, and it's a T-34, a World War II tank. None of the modern tanks is being shown. And so the quoted text was that the civilization is now at a decisive turning point, and then there's a real war that's being unleashed upon the motherland, which is Russia. So the speech is really all talking about the Ukraine war, and is trying to tell the people that they are now against the world, and that shit is really very smelly, so need to flush the toilet. But no, Russia don't use toilet, right? So no, yeah, whatever. So what is most interesting is that before the Victory Day parade, Russia fired massive barrage of cruise missile and suicide drones into Ukraine. And according to the Russia's defense ministry, they have launched a concentrated strike with high precision, long-range sea and air-based weapons aimed against enemy barracks and ammunition depot. So this is a barrage of missiles that is being launched against Ukrainian gathering of forces, as well as any place that they detected that they store equipments and ammunition and fuels and everything. And this is actually fired on the Victory Day morning. So this is like a it doesn't being seen very positively, just put it that way, by the pro-Ukrainian side. The next big news is that coming on in the European Parliament, the European Parliament have voted to extend the tariff-free trade, the total free trade with Ukraine. So the European Parliament have voted in favor of prolonging the tariff-free trade with Ukraine by another year. 437 for, 42 against, 38 abstain. So democracy at work, I guess. And this suspension of tariff, this free trade applies to fruits, vegetables, subject to entry price system, and as well as agricultural products, processed agricultural products, which subject to tariff rate quotas, industrial products that subject to zero duties under the EU-Ukraine Association Agreement. So in May 2022, so which is where it all started, the EU Council cancelled all tariff and quotas on export from Ukraine for a year. So this is now an extension of this free trade. And this is also the thing that actually put pressure on the some of these European countries, because this actually cause competition with local farmers. And yeah, but no, cheaper stuff coming from Ukraine also probably means controlling inflation, right? I think that's technically not a bad thing. And on top of that, von der Leyen visits Kyiv. So and they announced there will be a 11th sanctioned package on Russia. So they discussed. So she came to Kiev and discussed with Zelensky about defense matters, the sanctions on Russia, and regarding Ukraine's integration with Europe. And then this trip is also fell on the same day where Ukraine celebrates Europe Day. So instead of Victory Day, Ukraine decided to rebrand Victory Day as Europe Day. And then this is actually to celebrate, not really celebrate, it's just to show that they really want to be Europeans, which they are already. Want to be part of the Union. So, and one last headline news. This is actually pretty significant. The Pentagon has presented a 1.2 billion new aid package to Ukraine. Freaking hell. And we thought that it's already a lot of money, a lot of things, then the Ukraine have everything they need for the offensive. And then here comes another 1.2 billion dollars. So what is this 1.2 billion dollars? So let's see. So this is published on the defense US Department of Defense website, and this aid package is supposed to bolster air defense and sustain the Ukrainian artillery ammunition needs. And this package will be provided under the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative, the USAI. So the United States of American Idiots. Oh no, initiative. Ukraine's Security Assistance Initiative. Just joking. Don't get offended. So this is different from the one that is usually announced by Biden, which is called the Presidential Drawdown Authority, where they actually take weapons from their reserve to give to the Ukrainians. This is different. This is actually they procure all these things directly from the industry. So it's a contracting process. So basically they buy it from the military industrial complex. And this new package will include additional air defense systems, munitions, equipment to integrate the Western air defense, launchers, missiles, radars. So basically to booster the air defense, because basically the Ukrainians have serious problem to deal with Russian airstrike, drone strike, as well as missile strikes. And then they also have ammunition for counter unmanned aerial systems. So they have ammunition for anti-drone stuff, 155 artillery rounds. And then they also will pay for commercial satellite imagery services. So which is interesting. That means the United States of America is not giving their military satellite images to the Ukrainians. They want them to use the commercial ones. So I mean, fair enough. And they will also include the money for the support of training, maintenance, and sustainment activities. So this is $1.2 billion, which means that this $1.2 billion actually is taken from the left pocket to put it into the right pocket, because all this money will go straight back into Ukraine. And I'm not sure if this will be a loan, be counted as a loan to Ukraine, where the Ukrainians will have to pay it back. Maybe, most likely, but no, this 1.2 billion is basically taking out from their pocket and give it to the American military industrial complex. And yeah, that's basically all. And also the satellite companies, definitely 100% for sure they are all going to be American companies. So anyway, these are the headlines for the Ukraine war, the latest updates over the past 24 hours, and I'll see you in the next update.